Peace, everybody. We're about to go into part two with the history with the West Coast, the Elements crew, and myself with Lloyd Gomez from Modesto. So let's see if I can get Lloyd back on. Thanks for watching, bro. Let's try it again, Lloyd. It worked the first time. Let's see if we can do it again. Can you request? Oh. Ooh, okay, cool.
Did it work? Oh,
Yeah, working.
dope. Awesome. Yo, thanks, Comba.
All right, bro. So yeah, Lloyd, did you have any more notes that you on the side or anything that you might want to ask me?
Oh man, yeah. I mean, yeah. Let's definitely get into like more of the grit stuff, and maybe like
Okay.
let's definitely add more value to our to the people that are like tuned in. And I mean, what do you think? Let me see. I mean, as far as questions goes, I mean, I don't have any
Okay.
questions.
All right, two questions. Since you've seen breaking, no, let me ask you, what was the first time that you ever laid eyes on breaking? Because I remember the first time I seen it. What was the first time you seen breaking? And do you remember the year?
Yeah, it was 1982, 83. It was the first time Beat Street came out. And what's wild is I was in the Philippines at the time on vacation out there, and Beat Street had came out, and which was wild back then because it came out in the theaters there too. And I didn't at the there. I didn't watch it at the theaters there, but it's with the time frame it came out, and then fast forward when it came back to I was living in Guam at the time. Caught,
Ooh.
caught it in Guam, and that's when I started breaking. That's when I started actually my love for hip hop. Was really
Oh.
Herbie Hancock was like my first cassette tape, Rocket, and then what was that? Freakazoids. Who's I forget that crew. What was that crew name? But
The
anyways,
Barcade.
yes, that's when I actually started. That's basically my first love of hip hop was then, and then I was totally introduced to b-boying like right away. So
Mm.
82, 83.
Yeah.
Funny
So,
because I just posted some photos from back then on my stories like last week, I think it was. Yeah.
okay. So
Yeah.
seeing it from 82, 83, and knowing that breaking is going to make the transition and going into the Olympics, what is your personal take on that? Like as far as it going into the Olympics and when it does get to the Olympics, would it be successful or would it just be just kind of things just based on pure gymnastics?
It's kind of, I don't know, man. I thought about that not too long ago too, but for me, it's sometimes it seems like the soul gets removed out of things that don't go mainstream. But at the same time, like you got to have, it's only natural for things to perpetuate into mainstream, markets and whatnot, right? But I think it's really going to depend on the people involved with curating everything for the Olympics, right?
Mm.
If you like the OG heads involved, if you can get like the pioneers involved, um, I think that would it's definitely based on the judges, just like dude said right here, right? It's definitely based on how it's judged, because there's going to be a lot of those technicalities and blah 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 and all that stuff. But then what about like the true essence of style, the true essence of b-boying, right? And it's totally subjective because this generation before then, and our generation before then as well too, all have different perspectives of what b-boying is, right?
Mm-hmm.
For me, because I grew up in the era of, that second generation, I feel like so long as like the roots are still there, man, and like that soul is still there, and I don't know, dude, it's something that I've actually really thought about too, and I'm like, man, it really depends on how it's branded and how it's packaged. and who are the players, who are the dancers involved, but really like the dudes who are actually the dudes that are helping too.
Somebody said we just don't want no gymnastics stars doing flares all day.
And that's it. Hey, that's it. I mean, there's no soul to that, right? It's not even dance now, right? It's just you're just doing flares all day. That's it, you know.
But you know what, Lloyd? To be truthful about it, like if I really want to say, like from my point of view, I think it's going to be very dynamic because to the public eye, that's something that they never seen.
Oh, of course, and that's fresh,
So
man.
that flash right there,
Yep, of course.
it equals money though, bro. Like when you see rappers with all this jewelry and all this shit all over their faces, like can't you just rhyme? A lot of dudes can't even freestyle.
Yep. It's like John just said right now, right here. That's my boy John. John, what's up, dude? It's like what he said. Like he like breaking, right? Like, dude, what if it was like it had that soul of breaking, it had the soul of Beach Street. You know what I mean? But of course, we live in a different time. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But like you said, like the dynamics, right? The dynamics, the power moves, all this stuff that, I mean, b-boying today is amazing, dude. There's so much freaking amazing moves out right now, and there's so much amazing talent. It blows my mind. Blows my mind, man. It's no different than any other sport, right? There's always progression, right? It's you know what I mean? That's like anything. It's even like extreme sports, same thing, progression. You know, back in the day it was like one big flip off a ramp on a BMX, but now you're doing flips, twists,
Oh my
all this other shit.
God, they're doing everything, bro.
So it's just the evolution of the craft. Do do I respect that it's going to be an Olympics? Yeah, dude, that's dope because it's something that ties back to who I am, right? Ties back to the people that actually know hip hop and know b-boying, right? And so it's like, oh shit, it's I think it's dope. It's just more exposure and awareness for the for the for the movement.
I think for the general society, I think people know that breaking has been alive because it's in every kid's movie. There's not a kid movie that I don't see today where I don't see a robot or a toy spinning. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I see it in everything. I see it in like back to school commercials. I see it in like I see it in Transformers. I see it in everything.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah.
And to be honest with you, just because I'm from that era too, like I can say that I'm proud because I felt like my life was really, and I lived to see it from when it was a baby.
Yeah.
To see it become a full adult, it's like to me that's like it's like watching your kid grow up because you were there in the '80s, the '90s, and the 2000s.
Yeah, of course. You could also look at it like street ball, right? Like, you know, you got the cats up in New York, you know, playing on the streets and, you know, the street league stuff. Then you got NBA, but then you take the NBA to the Olympics, same thing. Like you're taking that thing that you love into like these new, like, you know, segments, right? I think it's dope.
That's pretty interesting though. And I think to get your point of view, hip hop just turned 50, according to what they were saying though. Like, how do you feel about that? Hip hop being 50, like, 'cause not too long ago, it was something that we just dressed up and we wanted to. We've always celebrated hip hop, so it's a little bit interesting. Not everybody's celebrating it. It's like it should have been like that the whole time until we got to 50.
Well, you're definitely a milestone for 50, but I mean, just the celebration of it and the fact that it's been 50 years doesn't seem long at all, really. I mean, you think about it, like, damn, only 50, like, it seems like it's longer than that. But to see the different generations, you know, turn from you know the 70s, late 70s into the early 80s, mid 80s, then the 90s, early 90s, then the 2000s and mid 2000s, like hip hop, man, just spans. I mean, it's amazing that it's one of the cultures that really is obviously global, right? That really, whether it's dance or whether it's the music or whether it's the rhyming or whether it's the art, right?
I know.
It just connects everybody, man. You know what I mean? And then from a commercial standpoint, if you want to take it that route, man, I mean, you know, you got corporate that's just, you know what I'm saying? Like corporate is really influenced by hip hop. A lot of the stuff you see today is
Oh.
influenced by sneaker culture is hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like it's amazing, man. And it's definitely been dope to be a part of.
Mm-hmm.
And whether we like it or not, whether we could say that or not, it's dope that we have made an imprint in our parts of hip hop,
Mm.
right? And so let's just take it back to the Central Valley, like what we've done out here in the Central Valley. We put our name on hip hop because of what we done at the jams, because of what Kenny did, putting jams on, giving us the platform to come out and dance,
Mm.
giving us a platform for the DJs to come and showcase their skills. Like, man, that
Mm.
so like, man, I mean, oh, dude, I mean, just thinking about DJing right now too. Like, I wish, I mean, you don't see the DJ much in videos no more. You don't see the DJ scratching in in music videos or just in tracks these days, right? But it takes me back to like Alex Aquino,
Mm.
babe. I mean, what he did fundamentally for hip hop and help grow hip hop in the Bay Area with FM20 and with managing the Scratch Pickles, and he establishing hiphop.com, dude, and seeing that evolve over the years as well too, living in the Central Valley but watching it from afar in the Bay. I'll tell you
Mm.
what, man, I had the Source magazine, bro, and I was a junior in high school. It was in 90. The issue came out in 93, and it's a year back in 92. Now what they did in this issue is they did a revival of the Bay Area old school.
Do you
And
have it?
I have it. Yeah, it's a really rare
You
issue.
do?
Yeah, my boy Gons hooked me up with it. I'm so blessed by it,
Do you
dude.
have it right now?
I have it right now. So let me just tell you this. This
Let me
magazine
see.
featured Alex Aquino,
Because
FM20.
I had it. Can
Yeah,
I see it?
I could. Yeah, I have it right here. Actually, let me pull it
Let me
out.
see, bro. Oh, shit. I
Okay,
remember that magazine, bro.
let me tell you the story of this particular magazine, Mikey. This particular issue, when it first came out in '93, it was January '93 when this issue came out, right?
That's what it January of 93?
Yeah, yeah. So
I'm going
basically, it's a look
to look
back
for
at
that one.
it was a look back at '92, but this came out '93, and I was a junior in high school, bro, and I brought this magazine to school, and it was like one of my, and I just studied page by page, bro, and then right when I got to the center where they talk about the Bay Area revival, so Alex Aquino, good friend of mine, um, he's the manager. He was the manager at the time for the Scratch Pickles, DJ Qbert, Mixmaster Mike, DJ Shortcut, DJ Apollo, but also in this issue, not only did they talk about the DJing, but they also brought the B-boys. They also brought the graph. And so for the graph stuff is all, they featured Dream, Mike Dream in here too. Rest in peace, Mike Dream. And then they have Knucklenecks in here, the Knuckleneck tribe. So yeah, man, look at John talking about I'm aging myself. Yeah, yeah, bro. I'm with it though, man.
I
Um,
know. Dude, I'm with it too.
so so this is the spread, dude. And this right here, I studied the spread back in then. I was a kid, man, and I'm a visual, so I would like soak all this up, look at the kicks they're rocking, look at the graph that Dream was like painting, looking at what DJ Qbert, Apollo, and Mixmaster Mike were wearing. So this is it right here.
Oh, yeah, bro. I remember I read that like crazy.
Yep. So Back to the Future, and then look right here. You got
Yeah.
that's Dream, and then you got Knucklenecks, and that's at the
Yeah, bro. That's Gizmo in the middle right there.
yeah.
And T-Kid.
Yeah, so that's Psycho City. I don't know if you remember Psycho City.
Mm-hmm.
San Francisco, it was a little like it was like an empty lot. And they
Yeah, where they have graffiti. All the writers can go in there and paint.
yes, exactly. So yeah, they
Mm-hmm.
would throw out the linoleum and the DJs would come out there, you know, the scratch would come out there too, and they'd do their thing, and then Dream would be painting also, and there was like, you know, look at the wall back there, right? And do you know any of these cats right here?
Yep.
Okay, so
I
I
know
know
everybody right there. That's West Coast Rocksteady Crew.
yeah,
If you really look at the T-shirt in the back, the T-shirt says Rocksteady Crew. That was the Frisco chapter.
Yeah, which is Knuckleneck Tribe, right?
Yeah, they were Knuckleneck, then they turned to Rocksteady.
Yeah, they turned it to K&T. Do you remember later on they turned it to K&T and they were starting MCing?
Yeah, KNT is still Knuckleneck Tribe. It's abbreviation.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then that dude right there is Paul Serrata, right? The dude in the blue.
The blue, that's P Kid. He's an MC.
Okay. Yeah, these dudes were.
And that's Gizmo.
Okay, so yeah, and Gizmo, yeah. So this issue right here in particular, man, it's always this spread, and this is where I first heard about Alex Aquino. Was reading this article. Yeah, they talk about Alex Aquino.
I don't know how you kept that source, bro. When did Gons give you that source?
Not too long ago, actually. You know, because we were talking about this particular issue. This particular issue because it just had an influence on me. You know what I mean? And not only that, but it also had like the mic reviews.
Yeah.
The mic reviews, and I think Souls of Mischief was in this one too, if I'm not mistaken. I think this was the one that Souls was in. Let me check here.
What year was that magazine again?
This was 93.
January 1st?
Yeah. Yeah, it was monthly. So yeah, January 1st, yeah.
Oh, let me see if I can get that one, bro. I want that magazine. Because that's when I seen that magazine.
Yep.
Yeah, when I seen that magazine, this was the first magazine that kind of like opened my eyes up to that breaking was coming back.
Oh yeah, man.
Because I seen Rocksteady Crew, the Frisco chapter right there.
Yes, correct. Yeah, yeah. And then you would see more of them. Like, I don't know if you remember back in the day too, in the Bay, they had a magazine called the Bomb magazine.
Yeah, the Bomb magazine.
That was a fucking fresh magazine too, man. And that was like really
black and white.
What's that?
It was black and white.
Yes, black and white, correct. That was pretty influential in like collecting zines and anything that was hip hop, right? And then not only that, but then you would look and flip through those magazines and you'd find which shops were selling fat laces or were selling like, shell toe Adidas and Puma Clydes and shit like that. And because you couldn't find that stuff out anywhere else, right? And we had to go out to the Bay to find all that. Either that or we go to LA and get that stuff. And if anyone was going to LA, we'd like, yo, pick me up a pair if you find any, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that was everything, bro, Lloyd. Like to travel to go to like Frisco just to get a record or maybe just to even see. I remember seeing, I wanted to share this. Okay, so somebody said, you know what? You should go to the Bay. That's where like the real hip hop is at. I said, okay. They said there's a club called the Upper Room.
Upper Room, man.
I said, the Upper Room?
Yeah.
I said, all right. So I drove from Madera, San Francisco, bro. No flyer, no map. And I kept driving around.
Yep.
And I look and I see this place at Burger King.
Yep.
And I'm hearing the music.
Right upstairs. Right above Burger King.
And I'm like, I'm looking at
yeah.
club at though, bro. So I parked the car, we go into Burger King, and then there's some steps.
Yep.
To lead up to the Upper Room. And that's how I found the Upper Room.
Now, do you know that Pat and Oscar used to jam there? That was like their club.
Mm-hmm.
You never ran.
I've seen them.
You never ran into them there.
I didn't run into. Honestly, I felt intimidated though, bro, by the dancers in the Bay. Yeah. Because Rocksteady had just started. They made the Frisco chapter, and that's why I seen Apollo, and I seen it was Apollo, and now it's Aquino and P Kid and Gizmo. And they all had the Rocksteady shirts on, bro. And I was kind of like, I was kind of like nervous though, bro.
Oscar has one of those shirts, the Rocksteady, the black and white. With the yeah, man, such a fresh shirt, man. He's got one of those actually, like the original ones. Now, Oscar was actually one of the dudes. Actually, I think this is the story. He brought fat laces from New York to the Bay.
What?
Yeah. I'm gonna have to.
I never heard that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to connect you and Oscar together, man. I mean, he will tell you all the origin stories, man. Oscar goes way back, man. He's OG, and he was dope back in the day, dude. And to this day, he's such a good person, man. He's one of my good friends.
So you still connected to Dom, too?
Yes. We talk every day.
You do?
Yeah, we talk every day. I'll connect. We'll all connect. Offline, I'll get him online, and we can all chat.
Don's in Modesto, or where is he at?
Yeah, here in Modesto. He's just here temporarily, but yeah, he's out here too, man.
Oh shit. Okay. That's man,
My best
that's amazing.
Hans and I go way back, and even when he ventured off and left to LA and did his thing out there, he did a lot of work too, bro. I mean, he did the first Style Elements T-shirt. That design, that graph piece, the original black and white. I don't know if you remember
Mm-hmm.
that one. He also did a black hoodie with the white graphic, Style Elements. Dude, I mean, he got down, and dude, think about what year that was. That was 90, 94, 95.
Mm-hmm.
No, 95. Like right at the actually like the origins of SEC. And he busted out a really nice piece, man. And
I remember that.
yeah, man, that's like one of my favorite designs that he put together. And
I remember I was there when they did the skit when he was like, "Yo, this is Guns," and he was like, "Oh shit."
yeah,
He's
yeah,
up there. He ran and he jumped over the fence and he jumped in the pool. I was there when they filmed that. Like,
yeah,
I
man.
was there when they filmed that part, bro. It was
Yeah,
crazy.
that's my boy. Yeah, dude, he gets down, man. His style, like even like right now, we were reviewing some of his tags and just hand styles a couple weeks ago, and you know, there's a signature New York look, and there's obviously a signature like LA look. There's like these, you know, styles that you know where the origins are, like, you know, and he's got so many rad stuff, dude. I mean, and if you want to talk about archives as well,
Guns?
um, yeah, Gons has got. He is probably the only person that I know that has everything that has to do with hip hop. Every magazine, every zine, even zine days, black and white prints.
Yeah,
All
VHS
what's
tape?
that?
Does he got VHS tape?
Got all the VHS tapes, dude. He was the one that had all of our tapes. He like,
No!
yeah, man,
Please give me Guns information over. I need to talk to
man,
Guns.
he's got the gems, man. If you wanted to, like
Yes.
like, man, you need to showcase this stuff. He will one day, but man, I don't want to divulge everything he's got, but dude, he's got gems, man. Yeah, because
Okay.
so if we were to curate like a hip hop gallery, he'd have everything. He'd have. I mean, the only thing he probably doesn't have much of is probably wax records, but I mean, all these other paraphernalia, whether it's magazines, spray cans, spray tips, toys, subways, you name it, dude. Anything that has to do with paint and graph, and I mean, he's got the rare shit, dude, from Japan. He's got just dope stuff, man. It's
Okay.
yeah, very impressive. But yeah, maybe that's something we could like integrate too, if like we ever to do like this jam. But I'm serious, man. I think we should put together something, even if it's small, man. You know what I mean? Even if it's a small scale. But I would love to get Kenny involved. I would love to get like the OGs involved, and then have everyone
Is
there.
Kitty on Instagram?
I don't think he's on Instagram. I'm connected with him on Facebook, but I can hit him up.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
But
That makes
yeah,
sense.
I mean, there's the. Let's go back to why we're even like talking, right? Let's go
Right.
back to talking. I think what we're trying to say here, or what we're trying to share here, is like there's so much rich history that comes out of the Central Valley when it comes to aesthetic style of dancing,
Mm.
b-boy, top-end, you know, hip hop and house soul, all that stuff. And at that time when it was kind of all emerging in 93, 94, 95,
Mm-hmm.
you had other people just like, damn, what are these guys from? What are they doing? Like, where does that all come from? And it's crazy how it all just came right here, man.
I know.
Yeah.
Out of all the places.
Out of all the,
There's so many little cities in the valley.
yeah, yeah,
But
there,
Modesto was like the Bronx for the valley, bro.
yeah, for some reason it was just this pocket, right? Stockton, Modesto, Merced, Madera, like this pocket, Manteca, like this pocket. You know what I'm saying? And it's amazing, dude, and it's really dope to be a part of it, like to have been a part of it. And then to this day, like I don't know what's going on now within these city limits and as far as dance goes and b-boying. But I'm sure it's well and alive. But it would be dope is if we can get those dudes, like this new generation, to come and like join, have like our old era and the new era come together. You know what I mean?
Mhm. That's interesting though. Lloyd. I like that concept, bro.
Yeah, I think it'd be fresh, man.
Yeah.
Everyone would enjoy it, you know what I mean? And you know, I'm sure a lot of your audience, dude, they know what's up in the scene, man. And if we threw something like that, that'd be dope. You know, it's all
Mhm.
it's celebrating what we how we all connected. You know what I mean? Like think about it. Like we all became friends because of this. We all
Mhm.
because of dance, because of b-boy, and because of all the you know all of hip hop, right? All the elements of hip hop. We
Mhm.
became friends, and then it's like 30 years later, like yo, shit, we're here. We are. We're talking about it. You know,
Right. I
and
want to ask you. Before we kind of end off the night, is there any underground stories that you might have had with Donnie or Winston or anybody that it was like a changing point in you guys, like where it was something that was kind of like on the personal level, but it's never been shared. Where it's kind of like, dang, like you remember that moment, like when we got chased by 6 dogs, like in the country? Because I have a story about me and Ivan though, but I'd like to share it with you.
one of the one memorable ones was it's funny because we're coming back from the upper room, and I was driving, and it was me, Donnie, Riston. I forget who else was with us, but somehow, some way, we were getting home hella late, right? Somehow, I exited the freeway and fell asleep behind the wheel. Like we ended up like on a dirt road, and I don't even have. We didn't crash, nothing. We didn't crash at all, but we ended up on this dirt road. Had no idea we were even there, and I just woke up and I'm like, "What the fuck? Where the hell are we?" We got there. We got,
Oh,
but fucking, I fell asleep behind the wheel, bro. That was pretty wild.
okay.
I
So
remember
there
this
was.
two where it was pretty funny actually. It was with Ivan. It was me, Ivan, Donnie, Stevie, a couple other dudes. I forget who else, but we all were planning on going to Summer Jam and
Mm,
already packed. And Ivan wanted to roll, and he remembers this too because last time I talked to him about it, we were laughing about it. But he got upset because he couldn't ride with us. We had no room, and and we were bouncing to the Summer Jam, and we were over by the downtown Modesto, and he got upset and got mad, and so he like walked off, and then he had a banana and he threw a banana at my truck hella hard to the windshield. Yeah, yeah, and he walked off. Yep. He always had,
uh,
I don't know if you remember that, Ivan always had bananas with him.
bro, can I tell you? Okay, I'm gonna tell you 2 stories now. Let me tell you this one. So the first time I pick Ivan up, right, I bring him to, go out there to my desk, go pick him up. Actually, I go out to Houston,
Yep. At his house,
bro.
parents' house.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
there's no lights, there's
Yep.
no GPS, like, and it's foggy. It's the middle of the winter.
Yeah.
I can't see anything though, bro. But I found this house, right? So I bring him back to my house, and I'm thinking we're gonna go to sleep. This fool was breaking all night in the living room, though, bro. Like, and like when I woke up, I said, "What are you doing?" And he was like, "Working on my 90s, working on my 90s." So I'm thinking, like, you know what? Let's get you out of here, though. But I'm gonna take you back to my desk. So when we were leaving, I noticed his backpack was kind of thick. And I looked at his backpack. I said, "Bro," I said, "open your backpack up." I opened the backpack up. He had a pair of my shoes and some bananas.
And bananas. See, I told you he had bananas. He had your shoes.
He had a
Damn, he
pair of
would.
my Pumas and some bananas in the backpack, bro.
He would. That's hella funny, man.
He was
I
like, "Oh, I didn't know that was yours."
That's it, man. That's how he talks. Dude,
I
that's
was like, "Bro, yeah, why'd you take the bananas with you, though? Like, those are my
yeah.
bananas, you
Yeah.
know?"
Yeah.
And then there was one more that I want to share with you. There was one time we was on the freeway and we were going to go to Great America. And we're driving. It's the middle of the summer, though, bro. And we're on the freeway, and Ivan's with us. And for some reason, there was another car that was following us.
Yeah.
and it was so hot that the engine caught on fire, bro.
Oh
You
shit.
seen the flames coming from and the hood went up,
Oh wow.
and the whole thing caught on fire. So we had to pull over on the freeway,
Yeah.
and whoever car that was, we left it,
Yeah.
and we jumped in the other people's car, and we went to Great America, and that was the first time that I met Poe.
Okay. Yep.
First time I met Poe. First time I met J Rock. First time I met John Boy.
Yeah.
First time I met Rabbit. First time I met
Yeah.
Flea. But we was on the
Wow.
freeway, and the engine was going to pop like when you blow a head gasket, and then the whole car in the front was in flames.
Shit.
And we still went.
Yeah.
We was right, like you said, ride or die for hip hop. We was riding or dying for hip hop, bro.
That was the thing though, right? It was like any means necessary. You'd get there, dude. Regardless if
You
you're
know the
freaking.
valley, though. You live there. You know how hot it gets in the summertime.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, man. Yo,
I'm surprised the tires didn't melt off.
yeah. Let me ask you this, dude. What about quality, man? We got to give props to quality as well.
Um, as far as I know, Quality's married to
Oh,
Pandora in Las
oh,
Vegas. Yeah, they've been married for at least about, I'll say maybe about like, to be honest with you, I'll say about 5 or 6 years.
oh, good for him.
Yeah, and honestly, that's
Oh,
all I know, to be truthful, because I think everybody they're just living different lives. But I see him.
yeah,
I see him in videos. So yeah, him and Pandora, like, they're together.
that's dope. I know quality before he was Style Elements. I think he was part of Burnt Batch, right? Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. And so what's crazy is quality mixed a lot of the stuff for Walter Eclipse 427.
Oh, okay.
And he's the MC. He was a rapper that came to my sister's birthday party that battled Ariston. They were rhyming. They battled in the garage. It was pretty sick, man. I think we still have that video somewhere. I think my sister still has it. We're gonna have to try
Can
to
I
dig
tell
that
you
up.
a story, though, bro, Lloyd? Now that I got you on the phone,
Yeah.
okay. The story is, I even said, if you come out to my house and pick me up, you can meet Zulu Gremlin.
Oh
I
yeah.
said, for real? I said, Zulu Gremlin's with you. So I go pick him up, and we bring him to the Modesto Mall, and we're walking by, and we see you, and you're inside a champ. You have your outfit, and you was like, what's up? You Zulu Gremlin? And she was like, yeah. And I'm thinking, like, that's not Zulu Gremlin, though.
Was it like a
You
joke? I
remember
don't
that?
know that, dude. I don't.
Yeah, bro.
I don't.
You shook his hand. You was like, "Yo, what's up, Zulu Gremlin?" And
Fun.
he tried to pretend he was Zulu Gremlin. He was from Sacramento. He wasn't Zulu Gremlin.
That's
He
funny.
looked just like him.
You guys came to the champs, man. Dude, I used
Came
to
to
love.
him.
Yeah, I used to love it when the crew would come and visit and like hang out and then or you guys be traveling. And I'm like just stuck at work. Like, damn, man. I hope my boys are killing it right now. That was tight, dude. And then after all the jams, even like all the, it'd be like a Friday night. Let's just say it's a Triangle of Flavor event, and it's like a Friday night, right? And I'm still at work, and I know it's already popping. It's like the mall closes at 9. I gotta close, so I'm out of here by like 9:30. I gotta go back home, get dressed, get fitted, do all my thing. And mind you, before that Friday night, I've already got my truck polished and waxed and all that shit. Jam over to the California ballroom, and then link up with you guys.
And I remember, like, if you came late, there was basically no parking. You had to park at least 3 blocks away from the event.
Yeah, 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 for sure.
3 blocks.
Yep, exactly. Yo,
That
John,
was
Sabaro's John. He's talking about when the food court was on fire. Yeah, man, that was fun days, man. Really fun times. But there was a lot, dude. There's so much. Going back to the topic though, like Central Valley, man, so much talent, so
yeah.
much talent here. Yep.
We definitely we definitely put the bat signal up.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
I was proud of that, though, bro. Even though I lived in Madeira, I
Yeah.
was like, I had my bad signal going though too, though, bro. Even before I had met you guys, though.
Right.
And that's what made it interesting to me. Is like I kind of had my own movement going because I was already Zulu. Remember that?
Yes. Right. Yeah. 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 Are you part of Zulu Nation? Are you in the Zulu chapter? Like, what?
I, you know, to be honest with you, with the Bambaataa scandal, there was a Bambaataa scandal that went down. You know.
Yeah.
So with that being said, a lot of people decided to bounce out of Zulu, you know, because of the BAM
Right.
situation. But I'm gonna be honest with you, Lord, if it wasn't for Zulu, none of this would have happened.
Mm.
Zulu is the beginning of hip hop.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. So I ride with that. I ride with that. I ride with, you know what? I'm gonna be Zulu to the end because Zulu started hip hop, and I'm a part of that. So
Yeah.
that's what I ride
Yeah.
with.
So it's overall the movement, right? It's overall the
Yeah.
collective, like the one person that makes sense.
Right. So for me when people say, "Are you Zulu? Are you Zulu Nation?" I say, "I'm just Zulu, bro." Meaning like I ride with the original principles by uplifting all the elements. So that was me when I met you guys.
Mm-hmm.
When I first met you guys, I had my Zulu necklace on.
Dude, that's one of the things that I remember is you had the Zulu medallion, right? And I was like, oh man, dude, what the hell? Who's this cat? I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you stuck out, man. I mean, no one around was, back then, Central Valley. Who the hell from Zulu Nation is rolling out to Central Valley? Oh, what's up?
I was basically I
Yeah,
was the only one.
yeah, yeah. So how did you get involved?
I seen it in the Source magazine. There was a Source magazine issue with Kool Herc,
Yep.
Grandmaster Flash, and Africa Bambaataa.
Okay.
And then when I opened the middle of the magazine,
Yep.
they had an address that says Zulu Nation, Bronx River, P.O. Box, XO something something, and I wrote to them, you know, and I was like, yo, like what's the process to be able to
Yeah.
get in? And it
Yeah.
took maybe about a year for them to respond to me, and when they did, they
Mm-hmm.
sent me the necklace. I still got it.
Mm.
I still got the necklace.
Yeah, man. That's awesome,
That
man.
was hard though, Lloyd, to be honest with you, bro, to hold on to that,
Mm-hmm.
to hold on to my original necklace. Because I've always held Zulu with pride though, bro, because that's how it was. You know, when I seen B Street, like
Mm-hmm.
I seen everybody like, you know,
Right.
and for me, I was like, I want to be down with that, like, and that's the reason why, like, I was the only one like with that flag because like I felt like it was the
You were a part of something bigger.
oh
You
yeah,
were a part of something bigger. We
because
didn't have none of us had the medallions like that. We didn't have any. We just had, if we were lucky, we made our own shirts. I made some of our shirts too back in the day too, our crew shirts. But
oh really?
yeah, I mean, it was all stuff that I did at Kinko's, bro. Just sitting in the Kinko's, no screen printing, no nothing. It was like heat transferred stuff. We did it for Project
Mm-hmm.
Drill, Project Battle Jewel. I did the cover of Donnie's mixtape, and I put that on a crew neck sweatshirt, But yeah, I mean, you were rocking that medallion. I was like, whoa, dude, this guy's got to be somebody. Like, what the hell? He's got a Zulu Nation medallion, and that's
I
what.
remember I had the clean shoes. Remember I was always dressed fresh, right?
What's that?
Remember I was always dressed fresh.
Oh, all the time. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You was fresh all the
Yeah.
time. Oh yeah, with the camera in hand though, that like set it off. Like you
Yeah,
were dressed,
yeah, bro.
you had the camera, so you know what I mean. And I remember I might have that footage. I myself might have,
What?
but I remember you were rocking the camera and you were like top rocking with the camera, and this was at Growers Hall.
Oh, do you got Global Talk? You got VHS?
I might still have it, but I know that I had it, and I remember that actual like scene, that
Oh,
footage. I remember
oh
you were
man.
rocking a to this day. I remember you were rocking like a coach's jacket, a nylon coach's jacket. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I forget what pants you were rocking, what kicks you were rocking, but you had your camera in hand, and you were just up rocking. You were doing your thing. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Like for me, I remember when I went to those dances, I wanted to be like a star though, bro, because like there was girls from every town though, bro. You had an opportunity not only to be the best dancer, but then
Yeah.
you can meet the finest girls too, bro.
Oh yeah. Met some good people back then, man. It was a
Yeah, it was
special time.
fun because even they were even down with they was even down with the movement though too though. To be
Oh,
honest with you, like
honey.
Missy though too.
Yeah.
Missy used to do the hemp.
Brother,
The head spins. I used to pick her up though too. I brought her with me
it
to
was really,
a California ballroom dance.
yeah, she was really good.
She was in the back seat wearing a helmet, and I'm thinking like, what's this white girl wearing a helmet? Like, bro.
Shout out to Misty. Yeah, she was fresh.
Yeah, good times though, Lloyd. Man, thank you for this conversation. But I'm pretty sure everybody's gonna appreciate it, and I think we touched everything.
Yeah, man. I just hope we brought some value to your audience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if there's anything else that we can, recap on, or if we want to do anything in the future, definitely, man, I'm open to it. Just because, like, this is what we lived back then, and to this day, those times, still influence what I do today. You know what I mean? Whether
Mhm.
what I do creatively, whether it's the music, whether it's the dance, whether it's the art, right? And even the scene, like, I'm just already envisioning if we did throw a jam at the California Ballroom, like I could already see what that's going to look like, you know?
Mm.
So, um, yeah, I could already see what that looks like. And I can already hear the sounds.
Oh.
I could already probably hear some, like, some Biggie playing, you know what I mean? Or, you know what I mean? Like, I could already hear that at that era, right?
Mhm.
Still period correct. Maybe everyone dressed period correct, fly, like, you know what I mean? Like, maybe, 90s fits, whatever.
Mhm.
But
Okay. Yeah, definitely. We can. I'll talk to you some more about that. Like, I'm seriously gonna reach out to that guy in New York and ask him like, what's the process for that?
word, man. Yeah.
Because he said he wanted to. He said he wanted to do something in November.
Oh, that's too early.
I know.
Yeah. I say, I don't know, plan it for like next spring.
Somebody said I got the medallions wrong. I got all of
Yeah.
them actually. I got 5 Google medallions.
Nice. But you know what's fresh though, dude? Um, what is it? Mikey better wear a medallion. Yeah. Yeah. You got a medallion for sure. You see what
Yeah.
that guy, John right there,
Yeah.
what he said there? Yeah. Um, yeah, you got to rock the medallion for sure. So do it, man. I think it'll be fun, man.
Yeah.
And and maybe make it even like, fuck, dude. Maybe even like prom style, dude. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Just do it dope.
Mhm.
Do it fun.
Okay. Well, thank you once again, Lloyd. I appreciate it. I'm pretty sure somebody's gonna get it. Because this information is extremely valuable because we finally. I feel like the story of the 209. I feel like it was finally told for me. Because Fresno was dope. Madera was dope. But like Modesto to me was very unique. It was electric though, bro. To have you guys to be able to go
Yeah,
to the mall, to be able to have boogaloos, to be able to go cruising on
man.
McHenry, bro.
Missed that part right there, man. McHenry graffiti nights back then was too. And like I don't know if you know this story, but that's when I first met or ran into the dudes called Jughead when the Jughead tribe came out from San Jose.
Mm-hmm.
We ran into them randomly on the side street, and they were busting right there. And that was the first time I met Tootie from Jughead, and
Mm-hmm.
and rest was history. It was like, man, and then next thing you know, Tootie was like in Modesto all the time, hanging out with Ivan and Hocus and
I
George.
know.
Yeah, but yeah, that was a special time too, man. Graffiti night. It brought a lot of people from outside, and then it brought the dancers. You know what I mean? And yeah, it was fresh, man.
Good time.
Yep.
All right, Lloyd, man, have a good rest of the night, and definitely I appreciate you taking time out of your time to share
Yeah.
this because I know we talked about it like a
Yeah,
long
man.
time ago, maybe like months
Months
ago.
ago. Yeah, it was like the beginning of the year, I think, when you reached out to me. But yeah, man, I'm
Right.
glad. I'm happy to like share whatever I can that will provide any value to your people, man. And and like I said too, like feel free to hit me up anytime. I appreciate you for what you're doing as well, man. Keep that up. Um, I want to see more. Like, man, get more people involved.
Yeah.
Interview more heads. I mean, just that roster of people that we talked about earlier, which was California Soul, Manriquez Brothers, like Triangle of Flavor, Burnt Batch, like all
Mm.
the crews, get them all in here, man, because
Yeah.
it's all of those dudes, man. It's all of them people that really like put us all on the map. Our little
Mm.
Central Valley map, man.
Yeah. Yeah. All
Yeah.
right, Lloyd, I'll definitely do that. So thank you for that, man, and just have a blessed night, and I'll be talking to you soon.
Likewise, man. Blessings, bro.
All right.
Okay.
Peace.